Hey folks, Fat Guy Flies RC. All right, we want to take the Tiger up. The FN 80mm FREEWING F-5 Tiger 2, the F-5N Tiger 2 80mm in the Sundowners livery. Take her up for the second flight ever. This time I'm running an SMC pack, a 4200 SMC pack. But it's actually 4900 because that's the way I charge it at the high voltage. Alright. Get behind my wonderful son Gabriel, who's filming for us today.
Take off flaps. Starting the fun over. Set the Tiger free.
Alright. Here we go. Oh, no problem inverted at all.
Gear down. Landing flaps. Flaps up.
Great flying jet. Man. It is windy today. Luckily, it's pretty much down the runway, so that helps. And right now, I'm facing into the wind right now. All right, we're going to do a no flap takeoff this time. No takeoff. We're just going to take off and go. Hope we won't lose it this time. It is such a fast climb. Hard to keep up. Pulled it into the air too quickly. About 3/4 throttle right now. About half throttle.
Down. Retract tucked away. Gear down. Time remaining 1 minute. Landing flaps.
Yeah. Starting to get a cross breeze and I was drifting too much.
Seconds. Landing flaps.
There we go.
Flaps up.
Do not need thrust reverse.
10. very chilled out.
Alright. Now folks, when I review planes on this channel, and when I show, and I'm not saying against any other reviewer, what I'm saying is that when I say I got to do the maiden, that's the first time I ever had that plane in the air. That maiden flight that I just did a while ago was the first time I've ever had in the air. That flight there was the second time I've ever had it in the air. I don't come out here and fly a plane 10, 12 times and say, okay, now let's review it. No, I'm experiencing it for the first time just like you'd be experiencing it for the first time, and that's why I find it important to be authentic in that what I'm experiencing for the first time is exactly what you should be experiencing. This is not a new plane. Okay, this is not a new plane. This should not be your first jet. This is more advanced. Okay, this is one of the harder ones to fly. You need to be comfortable with the Avanti or the other 80 millimeters, a couple of military jets under your belt, and get very comfortable with those before you get this. This is a handful. She's fast, she requires speed, and she's not going to be that forgiving. In turns, she'll drop a wing quick. I do notice that when I'm coming around both flights, I'm starting to make the turn for landing, and I got full flaps down, and like I say, everything's factory settings, and I got the gear down. She kind of loses me a little bit. That tail starts sliding around a little bit. She's not quite as locked in as I like, so you've got to stay on it. You don't. This definitely. You never float a jet, any plane in, really a jet in, anyways. But this one, you definitely fly this one in. You definitely want to get some power and some speed. All right, we were 10 seconds over on a 3.5 minute timer. I'm running it's a 4300 if you charge it the regular rate. It's a 4900 milliamp if you charge 6S. If you charge it at the high voltage rate, and SMC pack the version 2. They're black and purple ones. And I'll show it to you in just a minute. Go over the rates real quick. 43%, so that's perfect. Got a version 3, one of the older KM model afterburners. So this one doesn't turn blue or purple and all that. The rates I flew in, yes, this has a wind mitigation, a wind gyro, but I've got the rates basically down to nothing, where they're like really, don't even really need them. Don't even need the gyro, because I get the rates all the way down, because this thing will oscillate really quick. You very little help from the gyro at all. Aileron 95, 40% expo. Elevator 85, 40% expo. And rudder 100% with 50% expo. Timer's at 3.5 minutes. Okay. CG, I know I did all this in the maiden, but in case you're just seeing this one for the first time, I like to go over everything again, especially with a new plane. High rates, the only thing I want to fly it in. CG is measured from the rear of the plane forward, and 55 to 540, and that puts it directly across this section here. You got these two plastic plates where you hook your screw in your wings. I put a glue mark to split the difference, and that's where she CG's at. I like checking CG with the gear down as if she's going to land, and with this plane here, you want it to favor nose heavy. Favor, yes, you heard me right. You want to favor nose heavy. Even two brothers will tell you the same thing with this one. And that's very unusual for him. Placement for that battery is basically, I can put a finger width in from the front, and I'm just wedging it between the bottom and the battery, okay? And to show you that battery, plug that beautiful KM model afterburner. I'm sorry if it seems like I'm yelling, just I'm trying to talk over this wind and into the shotgun mic. Okay. The battery is this right here. It's an SMC 4900, their version 2. These are great batteries. Some people have a hard time with them. I personally love them. I've got a stock of like, I want to say 15 or 20 of them. Half of them I bought, half of them SMC sent me for review. I couldn't tell you which is which. I love them, so I mean, I just enjoy the plane. Now, something I've modded besides the afterburner and besides giving her a clear coat. And this is something I suggest. This plane, you glue the front of the fuse together, okay? And you have two carbon spars that go in from the kind of the bottom corner, but that doesn't allow the plane, as forces of the physics and everything, the front will flex a little bit and you can lose your hatch. Two brothers even talked about this. So what I did to combat that, let me get a close-up. And I can go ahead and show you my setup anyway. There's my satellite, 7 channels back there, everything, all diversity antennas. But I've taken 2 hardwood popsicle sticks, okay, and I have ran them along the side. There's the joint where the fuse comes together. I hot glued them. Now they don't give much protection sideways, but up and down force, that law, that's the, that law of that force there. This way is locked in. So the spars from beneath help with that sideways flex, and then these help with that up and down flex. So I shouldn't have a problem, and it strengthens the whole airframe. Anywhere you can strengthen the airframe and keep it light. I just hot glued them to the side is all I did, just hot glued them in there, and that way I shouldn't have that flex. Shouldn't lose my canopy. Alrighty, well folks, that is the second flight ever. Actually didn't land as well this time because I was starting to get a cross breeze and I wasn't really ready for it, but I tell you right now, that is one incredible flying. Oh yeah, one thing on the setup, make sure on your elevators that the top of the elevators line up with the top of that opening for the servo, okay? You want the very end of that, the center line of that elevator to line up with the line on the top of that section for the servo. That's by the book. And all the rates, oh, did I share flap rates? I didn't share the flaps settings. And I don't think I did in the maiden either, because there is a mix, and you do need to have it. It is relevant. You do need this, okay? I think there's a mix. I don't remember now. I'm so excited. This is just so much fun. All right. Can you see the flaps okay? All right. Now this is by the book. These flap settings are by the book. I thought they seemed awfully extreme, but they work out real well. Okay, flap settings. Yeah, there is a mix. Flaps up is 100%, no mix. Takeoff flaps are -20 with a 14% down elevator. Landing are -70 with an 18% down elevator. That looks like an awful lot, but works out great. I didn't notice any pitching or diving when I deployed both flaps and takeoff. The takeoff flap, she gets light a little bit quicker and she gets off the deck quick, and the landing flap, she came in nice and level, and even in this wind. And I can see that if I didn't have this wind to fly into, I would definitely be needing thrust reverse, because you land this plane with some speed. This is not this is never slow. Never slow on this one. I mean, if you get down to half throttle when you're flying, you're flirting with the disaster. So this is nothing but go, go, go. How's the expression go? Excuse my language, balls to the walls. Folks, well, that's it. That's this one. Y'all have a good one. God bless y'all. And that is the second flight ever of the F5N Tiger 80mm by FREEWING. And this is Fat Guy Flies RC saying God bless each and every one of y'all. Thank you, Gabriel, for filming for me. And that was the second flight ever of this beast. And I tell you what, it is a beast. A fun beast. Bye-bye.